Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. So first of all, let me apologize, but I think I'm getting sick, so my voice is not at its peak, but bear with me because I really want to talk about the first week of Project Life for 2023. So this is the first week of me trying all the new changes that I've decided about weeks ago. So I was so excited with so many ideas of how I'm going to capture our memories and stories of the week. So I really want to share that with you today. So first of all, I'm, as always, gathering on my craft desk all the different cardstocks and journaling cards and pictures and embellishments, everything that I've collected through the week. Sometimes I put everything inside an envelope, sometimes I put them directly into the page protectors. It depends on the week. But this week I had so many journaling cards and pictures and embellishments. This is not a typical week for us, but I've noticed that while I'm catching up on previous years, every time we start a new year, the first week of the year, it's crazy. Tons of pictures, tons of journaling cards, and all the embellishments I can find. And as the weeks go by, I see that the journaling cards are getting fewer and the pictures are getting fewer, and everything comes into perspective. So it's always the first week, so don't get overwhelmed by all the photos that you see here and all the journaling cards and embellishments and all of that. It's just because this is the first week of the year and I'm really excited to start another Project Life album. Okay, so let's start. As you can see, I have quite a lot of pictures, and also I've written 15 journaling cards this week, so it's a lot. But I have to say that I really love the fact that all the journaling cards are stories, different stories, and not necessarily stories from different days, because I had specific days when I had 3 stories, and I also had a day of that week that I had none. So I think it's really important that you have to make this album fit you. So if one day we are just at home and we're not doing anything, and I don't know, the day goes by and I didn't feel the need to write, that's really fine. That's really fine, and I don't put any pressure on myself. So I don't know how it happened, but I have 15 journaling cards from that week that I just gathered through the week, and it's really cool. But you know what? On week 2 I have not even a half of that. So I'm putting everything in perspective, and it's really important for me to not get to this point of feeling overwhelmed by this project, because Project Life can be very overwhelming. So I am trying to learn from previous years and not go back to a routine that will make me feel tired or burned out or something like that. Okay, so as you can see, I don't have a lot of embellishments this week, and I actually don't think I will have a lot of embellishments along the way. It's all about the stories, and as I said in my previous video, this year I'm going to document in writing, and I will add decorative cards because I really love to decorate my album, but it will not be a significant part of my album. So this is quite important for me to draw this line when I know that there are things that really important to me and there are things that I care a bit less about. So it's important that the pictures and the decorative cards will tell the stories of our week. But being said, I always go back to the stories, and I see that I really love the time that I'm taking to write down the story of that day. That is something that is really dear to my heart. And as you can see, I wrote a lot of things, so many things, and I feel really blessed that I had the time during that week. Even though it was a really busy week, I had the time at night or during the day, but most of the time it was at night, to sit down and write the memory. So I'm really happy about it, and that is actually something that is very powerful, and it gives me a lot of energy to continue with this kind of progress, because it is so much fun to write your memories as they happen. So as I mentioned in my previous video, I edit the picture every night. I edit the picture of the same day, and this week, wow, that made me really understand how important it is to edit the pictures on the same day, because by the end of that week I had so many pictures, and just to sit down and edit all of those pictures, that's really tough. So I'm really happy that I was able to edit the pictures on the go, and I even had them printed by the end of the week. So when I started working on this album, it was week 2, and I've already had the pictures. So that is really impressive, and I hope to continue with that pattern, because it really helps me to tackle this magnificent project. So as you can see, I'm just putting the different cards inside the pockets, and I'm trying to keep it as light as possible. Even though I have so many pictures and so many journaling cards, I am trying to find a way that it will be in the right composition, so everything will look cohesive. So as you can see, I have the swimming pool in the middle of my page protector, and I try to keep the colors really soft and muted, so it will blend well together. So I think I did a good job, but you know, it's hard. Like, I'll give you an example, okay? Red is a color that really hurts my eyes, and it's always have been like that. Every time I see red, it makes me feel really unbalanced. And my son's favorite color is red, so he wears red all the time. When he had his own album, I didn't really care, that was fine. But now that it's an album for all of us, yeah, I have to figure out how to tackle these bright colors, because as you can see in my pictures, it's really hard for me to deal with bright colors. So it's either a way for me to make all the pictures black and white, or that I just edit the picture in Photoshop and make the color less bright. So that's what I do, but it really depends on the color of the picture itself. But yes, as I said before, I have a filter that I've created in 2015, I think, and I am using that filter ever since in all of my pictures. So the filter is setting the tone, because when the pictures are edited with the same filter, everything really looks cohesive. And for me it's really important, because I want to look inside my album and not be distracted by a certain picture or a certain card. I want everything to be really as one unit, and it is really important to me, not just in my Project Life albums, but also in my notebooks that I'm creating. So yeah, it's really important to me. Okay, so as you can see, I have another picture of that week. I think it's from Thursday. Dor was really sick and he stayed at home, and I really wanted to write something about it. So, but I knew that I don't need a lot of space to write because it is really something short. So I had enough space to decorate with die cuts that I have, and I just use them with my cuttle bag. And as always, I cut them with a really simple white cardstock, a smooth cardstock, and not with texture. I'm trying to think about something else to add here, but you see, it's really always the same. A cardstock with a vintage paper and a simple stamp on top, and just my handwriting. That's it. So, and I really enjoy using Everyday Explorer's clear stamps for this project, because it is so much fun to have something that guides you in your journaling. So as you can see, I have a lot of journaling cards using Everyday Explorer's clear stamps, and I will keep using those stamps throughout the year because it is really fantastic. If you want to hear more about my collection of stamps, I have a video just about the Everyday Explorer's stamps because I use them all the time, and it is not sponsored or anything. I just really enjoy using those stamps. Okay, let's move forward. So I have the journaling cards of the week. I have the pictures already printed and cut down with my guillotine, and now just going through the different journaling cards and just checking that I have everything. I'm adding another story for that Wednesday and just checking in to see if I can add something. If I want to add an embellishment, I will probably just stamp another stamp and put it on top of the picture, or just to cut down a die cut and add it with the tiny attacher and by Tim Holtz, and that's it. Like, it's really simple. And the only complicated thing that I did this week was cutting the die cut. I think this is the only thing that I did in terms of paper art and scrapbooking that was a bit complicated, but not really complicated because it just took a bit more time. But besides that, everything was quite ready for me because I've already edited and printed the pictures that I decided to glue them together using a backing paper, and the backing paper that I chose was just a really simple cardstock. I think it turned out really nice, and I'm really excited for the fact that I have finished the first week of 2023. And so that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any question, feel free to send me a message or just to reply here, and I will really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you really soon. So we'll be in touch. Bye.